his UFC debut.
No, I knew at the end of the fourth round he was done. He was done, man. I cut him open on both eyes. I saw the look in his eyes. I did a lot of good body work throughout the fight. Landed some good knees, some good kicks, and my ground and pound was vicious. And no one's finished him like that in the UFC, and that's why I'm the greatest fighter in the world right now.
He was circling to his left. Boom.
What can I say? You know, I'm the American winning machine, and I'm getting better every time I step out in that octagon. I'm the ultimate professional. I'm a company man. I'm not going to break the law and try and attack him in public and put innocent people's lives in danger like he tried to do to me, and he swung on me. So, you know, he knows who his daddy is. He knows what happened if we fought, but he wants to look like a tough guy when really he's a coward. But speaking of that guy, James, it's funny you say that because he was coming out early in the week and he was talking about supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, trying to talk shit against me and, oh, Black Lives Matter, this and that, when he was the same guy that was sitting at Donald Trump's rally and the Black Lives Matter people came in with their flags and he was screaming against them, boo, fuck you, Black Lives Matter, Justin, and he was telling Justin, hey, Justin, go get him, go beat him up and kick him out, boo, Black Lives Matter. And then now he's supporting Black Lives Matter on the internet, James. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that funny? He wants to play both sides of the fence.
We may be looking at a rear naked choke here. Oh, it gets worse here, yeah.
You know, this is Colby Chaos Covington 2.0, and I've been telling everybody about it, but it's not just a catchphrase. It's actually a way of life, and it's the truth, you know, and the truth cannot be denied. You know, they can do these smear campaigns on me. They can do this fake news, you know, cancel culture bullshit, try and bow down to the woke mob. I don't bow to nobody. You know, this is America. The only person I'm bowing is to the great president, Donald Trump, or to God. And besides that, nobody. And I felt so good because this fight was bigger than me, James. This fight was for all law enforcement officers. This fight was good versus evil. This was me, you know, getting to send a message to all these other players, because in sports right now, you see it's very one-sided, James. It's not, you don't get to see both sides of the spectrum and both sides of opinions. You're just seeing one side, the left. They're trying to force this narrative down your throat. They're trying to shove it, and no one else can say anything. But now I showed up. Now what's LeBron going to do, that spineless coward who's put a target on innocent law enforcement officers' back, and for no reason? I mean, look at, he's literally the reason and cause that David Dorn was shot in cold blood. These two deputies were shot in LA. All these police shootings, people were trying to get him. So, you know, he painted a target on those backs. Now he has nothing to say about them. You know, he said all the bad things about it. What about all the good things? He's never said one good thing about what they do. He just wants to talk about the 1% of the 1% and vilify these law enforcement officers. So it's just disgusting, man. I'm just so glad I could shut up this Marxist communist. And, you know, everybody knows what the Black Lives Matter stands for. They're just trying to destroy the black nuclear family. We're just getting started. 4 more years of Trump. The Trump train's coming. You better vote Republican this election, because this is an election of good versus evil. So let's go good. I got the dragon energy from seeing the president before, and that dragon energy cannot be stopped, man. I'm telling you, I'm unstoppable right now when I get shook in hand from the president of the United States, and then to have, you know, a law enforcement officer in my corner, it was just so humbling and inspiring. And it doesn't matter who you put in front of me, James. Right now, no one's gonna stop me. James, I'm the one that opened the door for the president to come watch fighting. You know, I am the president's favorite fighter, and, you know, I went to the White House. No one of those fighters done that. The only reason he went to that New York fight to watch that broken, mediocre fighter championships, because that's what it was. The BMF is not baddest motherfucker. It's broken, mediocre fighter championship. The only reason he went to that, James, is because I was supposed to be fighting for the title that night against Usman, and they had to pull it. Usman had to push it back to December because he needed more time to get ready and do more EPO. So, you know, he had to push it back an extra month. So that's the only reason, is the president put in his schedule when the times that we were talking of negotiating that fight, and I agreed to fight it. And the ESPN and the UFC started making an announcement that it was going to be there, and they started putting the machine behind it. He'd already put in his schedule and marked that out. The guy's the busiest man in the world. You know, he can't just move around his schedule on a week's notice or even a month's notice, because he's so jam-packed with, you know, all these policies and making America great again and making the world great again. So, you know, he wouldn't even have been there without me. But, you know, getting multiple calls from him, having the support from the first family, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Kimberly Guilfoyle, you know, it's amazing, man. It's surreal. It doesn't feel real sometimes. I still feel like I'm dreaming every single day to, you know, be able to have this opportunity and be so blessed to be so close to the president and the first family and just some of the people with the Trump campaign. So it's an inspiring journey that I've been on, and the best is yet to come. And I'm just getting better every single time out. There's nothing I said that was racist, James. Even the president of the UFC, Dana White, came out and supported me. Said, dude, you didn't say anything racist. I don't know what you're talking about. James, we live in a soft society these days. These dudes want their safe spaces. These journalists that are in their mom's basement that don't even have journalism degrees. They're not even real journalists. And they just have opinion. They're biased opinion with the way they journal and the way they write their articles. And that's just them trying to get me canceled, trying the woke mob to come out, But you cannot cancel Colby Covington Incorporated. I never did anything wrong. I didn't say anything racist. There's nothing they can say. There's nothing they can do to stop me, James. America's champ. You want to be the people's champ. You want to be like the cardio king. Then you need to drink some Bang Energy. I'm also sponsored by, mybookie.ag. My betting website, Bookie. They sponsor me. I'm sponsored by Howitzer. They support the troops. They support law enforcement. They support military. The proceeds of all the stuff bought at Howitzer, gets donated back to our people, our heroes, our real celebrities. These woke athletes aren't celebrities. They're not our heroes. The heroes are the people that put their life on the line for our red, white, and blue flag, and the people that would be willing to die for you to protect your freedom. So those are the heroes, law enforcement, military. And that's what I love about Howitzer. That's one of my sponsors. These other sponsors, Jim, I don't know where these guys are coming from. They're not my sponsor. I have my independent, personal sponsors. They're not my sponsor. They sponsor the company that I am contracted to be an independent contractor for, but they're not my personal sponsor. So I think it's funny that they're coming out trying to make these negative comments when you're not even my sponsor about it. No, man. You want to break the law. You want to be an animal. You want to do that. You want to break the law. This is America. There's laws for a reason, man. This isn't the Wild Wild West anymore. The laws were put in place to protect people. If someone wants to break the law and they want to try something, I am the best fighter in the world, so they better hope they have a weapon. But the good thing is that I'm getting weapons training with the Miami Beach Police Department. I'm well equipped to shoot a motherfucker. They want to come and break in my house. They want to do some lawless shit. They're going to get shot. And if they don't get shot, they're going to get these knuckles. And I'm telling you right now, they just retired Woodley and put him on a stretcher. And just like I called before the fight, so you probably don't want to fight me. But I'm not worried, man. I have no fear in life, James. The fight was immediately after I got out of the octagon. Dana White came up to me and said, "Hey, we want to do you and George Masvidal next." That's a great fight. That fight sells. It's a money fight. It's one of the biggest fights. It's bigger than most of the title fights. I don't know if there's a bigger fight in the UFC right now than me and him. We're definitely the biggest fight in our own weight division. So it definitely, it's the biggest fight to make. It's a pay-per-view seller. We can sell. Who's the king of Miami, man? I run the streets of Miami. He thinks he's from Miami and he runs the streets, but he knows who daddy is. I'm his daddy. So we need to settle this in Miami. It would be great to do it at the American Airlines Arena. Do it on pay-per-view when the fans come back, because our great governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, he just lifted all the restrictions. So restaurants are fully open again, places are at full capacity again. So there's no social distancing anymore, and we can get back to work, and we can get fans in arena. More importantly, and fans in arena for this fight is what it should be, and what it the hype behind it. You're gonna have America's champ, me, or Street Judas Masvidal.